Yeah, we want to talk with somebody who's deeply involved in Kirk's organization. We're going to talk to Benji Gershon, Senior Vice President and Ambassador for Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk's organization. Benji also runs American Jewish Conservatives. Benji, thank you for being here this morning. First of all, our condolences to all of you who worked with Charlie Kirk and knew him. You're in Dallas, where there's going to be a vigil today, right?
Yes, there's actually several vigils and events planned in Charlie's honor. It's a huge loss for the entire country, obviously for the Turning Point family. But this is a man of deep faith, conviction, of values, of principles, and it's a loss for everybody. This is a person at only 31 years old who accomplished unimaginable amounts of things in his time. We don't even know the impact really at this point of the amount of lives that he's touched during over his years. So this is it's a day filled with sadness. It's a day that's filled with a lot of emotion, anger. I'm talking to a lot of my friends and colleagues, and we're trying to figure out how do we channel this tragedy and turn it into something that of something of strength, and something that unites the country and that brings people together in the aftermath of this, because this is clearly a political assassination. It's an attack on free speech. This is an individual who entire career was all about debate. I mean, there really was nobody like Charlie who would debate so eloquently and just be able to just challenge the other side's ideology and their positions, but in a way that was respectful, in a way that we could have dialogue in this country. And we've lost this. Effectively, they tried to silence that by taking out Charlie, but they've awakened the beast. Let me tell you, we're ready to go, and we're going to be louder and more proud, and this is going to only ignite a rallying call for the conservatives and those who value free speech and our conservative values in this country.
Charlie, I certainly understand the anger, and I certainly understand wanting to um, make this mean something and have this not be in vain, Benji. But what does that mean? They've awakened the beast. I mean, that causes a little bit of worry because we're in such a heated time.
Well, unlike the radical left, we're not into violence. We're into sharing ideas, and we're into sharing policy. And when it comes to silencing free speech, we can't allow political violence on either side of the aisle. I mean, there really is. It's not acceptable in this day and age. It has to be, for, no pun intended, a turning point in this country uh, after this horrible incident, to where everyone's got to be accountable for what they're saying online, what they're saying to people, the media included. And I don't need to call out specific people, but uh, there's parties that are guilty on all sides of the aisle who've been spewing things that shouldn't be said. That you would never say to someone's face, that's being said online and through other means. And the rhetoric needs to be toned down. I know it feels like a broken record. We always say that, but I think that now we've just reached that horrible point now in our history where we need to decide, what direction we're going to go to now as a civilization. And this can't stand anymore. We have to come together and be civilized human beings and actually have meaningful discourse, meaningful debate in this country again. Otherwise, where are we going to go? What's going to happen next?
But at the same time, those divisions between right and left are certainly still there. President Trump has spoken specifically about how much Charlie Kirk meant to him in terms of getting reelected in 2024. What made him so beloved by conservatives and so disliked by the left?
Because it was disliked by the left because he was so effective. And when you have an effective leader who's able to uh, speak to any audience about any myriad of topics. Remember, this is a man who did not go to college. Extremely well educated, extremely intellectual. He cultivated the youth better than anyone in our time when it comes to political discourse. That's why they hated him on the left, and that's why uh, Trump and the conservatives love him on the right. He was so effective in helping Trump get elected. He was extremely helpful in getting the youth vote out in the last couple of elections. So he was invaluable in that sense to conservatives and in delivering the message. And he made politics relevant for the youth. He made politics fun. and he made it engaging, and that's what people came to love about Charlie, and they wanted to see, especially at these public events like you saw on the college campuses. This is not like his first rodeo. He's touring around the country, something he's been doing for years. He knew the security concerns, but this man was a warrior. This man was a fighter. He was not going to allow any type of threats in any way, shape, or form silence him. Unfortunately, we had the horrible tragic incident yesterday. We hopefully will find the shooter and the horrible person that did this. But this is, again, I think his voice and his organization, Turning Point USA, is only going to grow stronger as a result of this terrible tragedy.
Benji Gershon, thank you for being here this morning. Our condolences once again to you. And you have to wonder who will fill that void, who will be that next person who galvanizes the youth vote on the right. Is there somebody in the wings who will fill that void?